Hi everyone, welcome to Water Tanks with StewiejP. I'm Stewie, you're not, and this is a triple shot of Chinese tank destroyer action. That's right, the Chinese tank destroyer line was introduced not so long ago on the Asian server, and of course with the new line sometimes comes a new tank destroyer line, a new premium tank destroyer, I should say. This replay, as well as the next one, sent to me by my old mate crazib from Crown Clan. Crazib in the new WZ-120-1G-FT. Of course, all the new Chinese tank destroyers have FT at the end. And he's in a tier 10 battle. He's landed his first two shots for 890 damage into the STG, the guard, and also the AMX-50B. Now, sometimes people get a little bit dissuaded when they're in a tier 8 tank in a tier 10 battle. But not Crazib. Crazib from Crown. He's platooned up with his old mate Hero 1 in a T-34. That's the premium American tier 8 heavy tank. And my old mate Ravi, the Aussie Seagull, in the M4190 Grand Final tank, the girlfriend tank, the gluten-free, the first ever premium light tank at tier 8 in the game. One zip is the score, and you can see Crazib moving quite nicely down the western flank. There's a number of tanks though, the SDG that he shot earlier, the T25 Pilot, and of course that AMX-50B who he also shot earlier. He's got a 122mm gun on this Chinese tank destroyer, 440 average damage, 248 penetration with standard rounds, which isn't too bad at all, 310 with the heat rounds, which are premium ammunition in this tank. As he sees the grill, shoots him and tracks him. He'll be hoping to pick up some assisted damage, having tracked the tier 10 tank destroyer, but no, he doesn't. Puts another shell into the side of the grill for another 443 hit points. That brings his damage count up to 1706. Not too bad at all, considering he only bought 1100 hit points of health into this game. One zip is the score on mines. Rather the Aussie Seagull moving forward, getting some nice, I'm tipping he's picking up some assisted damage there. I doubt he's spotted. He would certainly have a little bit of less health if he had been spotted there in the M4190. Crazib just trying to move forward. Looks like he's fighting with the gun depression a little bit on this premium tier 8 Chinese TD. Have a look at it. It does look very Russian, doesn't it? He's put an American flag on the side, which is that's just how he rolls. And Crazib trying to keep that gun firing down towards the southwest of mines. Puts a blind shot to maybe where he thinks something might be. I'm not sure if he hasn't received any hits from that direction. Just maybe an educated guess. That's often down there on the mini-map down here. That's often where people often camp. Now it looks like rather the Aussie Seagull and Crazib are getting the hell out of Dodge on this western flank. They've worked out that they don't have the numbers there. Of course, there's the enemy team have two tier 10s there, the AMX-50B as well as the Grill 15, and two tier 8 premium tanks, T25 Pilot and the STG Guard tank. And they're thinking this is not a fight we can win. Looks like Crazib might be moving back to where the tank destroyers often do their bizzo on mines, back here up at A4. Ravi keeping good vision down the western flank, because he knows as soon as they get past him, those are going to have free damage all day long on these two artillery pieces, the GWE-100 and the M53, M55. Crazib gets spotted and loses his ammo rack, but quick dab at the 5 key and he gets it fixed, no problems whatsoever. 3 zip is the score. That GWE-100 looks like he's playing counter battery. He just got rid of the tier 10 French auto-loading artillery piece. Crazib just kicking back here. He wants to give his mate Ravi some support on the west, but he doesn't want to do it from the front, because that T25 Pilot 1 would certainly spot him from where he might be. Crazib from Crown and Ravi the Aussie Seagull from 1AR typing in chat there. Take the hill. Not sure if he was saying that to Hero or both of them. Looks like he might have been talking to both of them. The WZ-132 goes down to the ISU 152. That's a tier 8 Russian tank destroyer with that big derpy 152mm gun. Maybe that's where he got his name from. Who knows? 3-1 the score. Crazib from Crown on 1706 hit points of damage. He's only copped one damaging shot in his tier 8 premium tank destroyer. Hero 1 goes down to the AMX-50B, and you can see that STG now coming down, or trying to come down. The FV215B183 sends him back to the garage with one big British shell. Ravi the Aussie Seagull, just saw him cop a little bit of damage there. crazib keeping one eye down towards the lighthouse. You can see that T25 Pilot 1 and of course the AMX50B and the grill both last spotted down here at H2. Ravi goes down to the British artillery on the enemy side, and the Leopard 1 picks up the kill on the RU-251. Bit of raging there by Ravi the Aussie Seagull. Gets a bit upset sometimes when someone blows his head off. crazib though, he's maintaining a cool head, looking for a shot on the Scorpion G, still just on 1700 hit points. Oh look, he nearly had the turret of that Scorpion, and he'll be hoping one of them pokes over, because his team is starting to go down here. 5-all the score. They were up by a couple of tanks not too long ago. crazib just kicking back here where tank destroyers often kick back, and he'll be very happy that that grill's pulled back. Wait for the gun to aim. Thank you very much. That's his first kill. Gets rid of the tier 10 German tank destroyer on mines and brings the advantage back to his side. 7-5. Ravi puts into chat that he's off to bed. Thanks for the games. Have a good night. Nighty night. He's got his Spider-Man pajamas, and he'll be going to sleep very, very soon. 7-5 the score now. The T54, we've got a rogue pinger. He's pinging the map like there is no tomorrow, the T54. And of course it's somebody who's already died early. Probably didn't do much, and that's what people tend to do. crazib from Crown though, he's on 1 kill, 2045 damage, plus a little bit of assisted. He's moving forward now. He knows he knows where all the tanks have been spotted. The last tank spotted on this western flank is the T25 Pilot. I would have thought he might have tried to take him out, but no, he looks like he's going to try and help this Leopard get rid of the AMX50B, get rid of another tier 10 out of the game. And you'd imagine that that 50B is firmly looking towards the Leopard PTA, the tier 9 German medium tank. So crazib says, thank you very much. I'll take 2 kills, both of his kills at tier 10 as well. So that's a pretty good result and a pretty good contribution to the game. 9-5 the score now. Still got a bit of work to do. Still got a bit of armour left on these enemy tanks. The ISU 152, that's the guy who killed Ravi, I think, from memory. He's just been spotted camping back at the base, and of course that would have been when Ravi was trying to look for vision on the mine site in the middle of the game. 2 more tanks go down. 9-7, so the game is certainly not over yet as crazib moves forward. You can see he's got food loaded here. Now this food, of course, 10% better to all crew skills and perks, and that includes his vision as well. He's probably trying to look for some vision down the south. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, do you reckon crazib's the guy who was spotting that T25? Quite possible. He's not that far away from it. I doubt it would be the artillery. Looks like the M53, M55 is tucked right in at C1. So it's possibly crazib who's spotting this tier 8 premium medium tank. He does get lit, and he ended up with the kill. No fire extinguisher on the T25 Pilot 1, or maybe he'd already been set on fire and it was on a cooldown. That brings the score up to 10-7. That's crazib's third kill. He's on 3,180 hit points of damage, and he is having an absolute ripper on mines. He's being very mindful of that Conway though. That Conway, although he might not be able to shoot him, he might be able to spot him for that ISU 152. Auto aims on the IS3, waits for his gun to go down, shoots him for 445 hit points. Somebody else just shot towards him. Is it the Conway? It might be. Cops a shell from artillery, fixes it with the 4 key, puts a shell into that Conway, and it looks like that Conway that last time, he bounced that damage and it just took out his track. So he knows he can beat him in the reload. The Conway turning his turret around. Who's going to turn around the quickest? Does cop 395 damage from the tier 9 British tank destroyer, but crazib puts another shell into him, picks up his 4th kill. That's 2 tier 10 kills, a tier 8 kill and a tier 9 kill in this game, but he's down to 176 hit points, so the ISU 152 or the enemy artillery could certainly get rid of him with one big derpy shell. 13-7 to score though. 4,759 hit points of damage. Even though he's in a tier 8 tank destroyer, he's certainly carried the shit out of this one. 13-7, you can see the M53, M55 has gone for a charge down the western flank. Leopard PTA and the Scorpion coming around. Looks at the ISU, shoots him. Is he going to survive this? No, he's not. The ISU 152 shoots him, but the Leopard PTA gets behind him, tracks him. Artillery stuns the ISU 152. And Crazy putting in the chat, why is he looking at me? And I agree. You would think that ISU 152 would have been looking down this eastern line where he knew so many tanks were coming. Nearly 5,200 hit points of damage. He certainly did his job on mines in the new premium tier 8 Chinese tank destroyer, the WZ-120-1G-FT. Try saying that when you've had a few beers. I tell you what, that would be very, very challenging indeed. As we have a look at how we did, no surprise to anyone who watches this channel regularly, it is an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. He got the Bruiser Medal for doing some module damage. Arsonist for killing that T-25 by fire. Jeweler's Fighter, Fire for Effect. The Halonen's Medal for killing 2 enemy tanks that are 2 tiers higher. That's because he killed the Grill and the AMX-50B. High Caliber for doing more than anybody else, the Sniper, and he certainly did his job. 5,514 hit points of damage. He thought it was 5.1, but one of those blind shots must have went through. 5,514 damage, 4 kills, 1586 base experience. That's massive. He fired 13 shots, 12 hit, and they all did damage. So only missed 1 shot that whole game. And he had an absolute ripper. And look at those credits, just under 52,000 credits. Even though he had to spend 60,000 on resupplying consumables, which 20 of that would have been the food, and of course the first aid kit and the repair kit. As we move on to the second game in this triple shot of Tier 8 Premium Chinese Tank Destroyer action. This time it's Crazy again from Crown Clan. This guy is platooned up with Ravi yet again. Ravi in the Defender this time. Both bringing Tier 8 Premiums. Grinding some tanks. There's some Tier 10 specials coming up. And, well, they're out now. And I know I'll be grinding some credits next time I get a chance to play the game. This time they're on Abbey. Ravi, the Aussie Seagull, in his Defender, and Crazib from Crown in the WZ-120-1FT, or 1G-FT, I think it should be. Puts another shot towards those enemy tanks, gets spotted. He's there with the Grill. They're pulling back. The Hawk 12 goes down. That's the Tier 8 German light tank. 0-1 is the score on Abbey. You can see Ravi over here on the western flank, going where the heavy tanks normally go in this Tier 10 battle. Just 3 Tier 10 tanks on each side, an E100 on each side, Object 907 on the enemy side, a Batchat on the friendly side, a Grill and a Jagdpanzer E100. Pretty even match. Pretty evenly matched up for the Tier 10s anyway. Now Crazy just got some assisted damage in that Conqueror. That Conqueror on 674 health. Takes him down to 281 with the shell for 393 damage into the Tier 9 British heavy tank. One more shot should confirm the kill. Crazy from Crown Clan picks up his first kill. And that big noise you just heard was the Waffenträger Panzer IV at Tier 9 taking the Lorraine 40-ton out of the game. No idea what that Lorraine was doing, going all the way down, straight into all these guns down here in the southeast flank. Maybe the kettle was on and he had to maybe take off and make his missus a cup of tea. Crazy spots the E100, pulls back so he doesn't get lit when he fires, waits for his Chinese gun to aim, puts a shot in for 439 hit points. He is loading heat rounds here for the E100. Of course, the E100, pretty heavily armoured tank. That shot doesn't go through. The LTTB goes down to Chip Saunders in the STA2. Where do I know that name from? Somebody will remind me. 3-1 the score now. Crazy from Crown. Pumping away towards that E100, puts another 407 damage into the Tier 10 heavy tank. I'm hoping he gets a kill here because he's the one that's been whittling this E100 away, and he does. That shot just as the E100 went unspotted. He did the right thing, kept his gun aimed nice and true, and gets rid of the Tier 10 German heavy tank. Changes to standard rounds now because there's not much else he should need premium rounds for, apart from maybe the T10 or the JP E100. Chip Saunders goes down in his STA2 by the T10. 4-3 the score. Crazib's on 2 kills, 2,000 damage. I'm not sure if that includes his last shot into the E100. I don't think it does. And now it looks like he's looking towards that T54. He won't need premium rounds to get through the Tier 9 Russian medium tank. Doesn't quite wait for the gun to, or didn't have time to wait for the gun to aim, and unfortunately that shell went into the rocks. Nothing worse than cold coffee. As Crazib moves into the Abbey, Ravi, the Aussie Seagull, moves around. He's on full health, Ravi. He's doing quite well to the north of the Abbey, and three enemy tanks go down in quick succession, and the boys will be thinking, "Your beauty, we're doing all right here." We are only Tier 8, so up against some Tier 10, still 2 Tier 10 tanks on the enemy side. Crazib gets into this groovy little position just to the north of the Abbey, under a little bit of cover from some buildings, puts a shell into the T54, goes for a little bit of a ram, wants to make it as hard as possible for that T54 to outmaneuver him. Ravi, the Aussie Seagull, coming in to help. He bounces a shot from the T54. He's put 2 shells into the Tier 9 medium tank, and Ravi picks up the kill. Well done, Ravi. In the Defender, 10-4 is the score. Crazib from Crown on 3,500 damage, maybe a bit more because we didn't see the kill shot on the E100. Pardon me. But he's firmly looking at the Waffenträger Panzer IV, but the AMX 5120 picks up the kill on that occasion. Where's the AMX 5120? Oh, there he is, in the Abbey. Bit of a mini boost here, looking for the Scorpion G. Needs to be careful here, Crazib. He's only on 414 health, puts 1 shot into the Scorpion G, and I reckon he'd be pretty confident in beating him on the reload. So he just gets ready for the kill shot, and thank you very much. That's 3 kills to Crazib from Crown Clan. Only 3 enemy tanks left, 2 tank destroyers. That's Jagdpanzer E100, the UDES 03, and of course the Tier 8 artillery piece, the M40, M43. Jagdpanzer kills the friendly T54. The UDES goes down to the T44-100, but Crazib only has eyes for this Jagdpanzer. What kind of health is he on? 1,026 hit points. He wants a piece of that action. Oh, the back of the tank, thank you very much. Puts a shot in for 404 hit points. Will he be able to get the kill? He doesn't want to kill his teammate. Or maybe he does. No, he doesn't. 15-5 in the end. Don't drown. Oh, he's just playing around there, around near the water. Crazib from Crown Clan, picking up another Ace Tanker Mastery badge in the mighty Tier 8 Premium Chinese tank destroyer, the WZ-120-1G-FT. Try saying that one after a few beers. Ace tanker, fire for effect, high caliber. Still top score, but nearly 5,000 hit points of damage. 3 kills, 1437 base experience. He fired 18 shots, 14 hit. Only 12 went through on that occasion, but he certainly did his job on mines. And have a look at those credits. He did have battle payments activated, so that was either a clan thing or a personal reserve. But just under 100,000 credits after tax with a premium account in that 6-minute game on mines with his old mate Ravi, the Aussie Seagull. As we move on to our third and final replay featuring the Tier 8 Premium, the brand new Tier 8 Premium Chinese tank destroyer, the WZ-120-1G-FT. This is my old mate, the Flying Elite from Pyro Clan. You might have seen him just a day or two ago in that Clan Wars battle on this map, also in a tank destroyer. Let's see what he does in this replay. Flying Elite from Pyro in the WZ-120-1G-FT Tier 8 Premium Chinese tank destroyer, this time on Fiery Salient. And he's on a mission to do 5 times the damage, cause damage exceeding at least 5 times the hit points of your vehicle. Let's see if he does it. I've got a feeling he might. The WZ-120-1G-FT, what are we going to call it? We can't call it that, it's just too long a name. Carries 1,100 hit points, the Premium Chinese tank destroyer, so to get this mission it needs to do 5,500. I'm actually on this mission for the Object 260, and I reckon I'll be waiting until the changes to the personal missions come into play so that I can skip it as the Flying Elite aims towards the IS-7 as well as the... He's also aiming towards the Primo Victoria, puts a shell into the Tier 10 Russian heavy tank, just 3 Tier 10s on each side, which Flying Elite will be pretty happy about. Being a Tier 8, puts one shell into one of the Tier 10s though, for 418, looking towards the P Victoria. Doesn't quite land that shot. Wait for that gun to reload. He's got heat loaded, probably for the IS-7. A few people asking the LTTB to scout. Well, that's probably a valid, good point. Good point. Now you can see Flying Elite also, same as Crazy, running the premium consumable Chinese food. I don't think that's what Wargaming call it, but that's what I call it. Improved combat rations. Well, that means Chinese food as far as I'm concerned. And of course that gives him 10% bonus on all crew skills. Doesn't land that shot though. Not quite enough to land the shot into the IS-7, but it gives you a little bit better camo, a little bit better view range, a little bit better speed, loading time, reloading time, all that kind of jazz. The IS-7 gets taken down to 1212 hit points. The Type 61 pinging A1 and A2. I'm tipping he might have just got hit by artillery. Maybe that's what he means. The Flying Elite can see that IS-7 is going to provide the biggest barrier to breaking through this western flank. As often happens on Fiery Salient, a lot of people kicking back right at the back, WZ-120-1G-FT and the T-57 Heavy, and the Tortoise with the Flying Elite. Being a Tier 8 TD is not going to be storming right through the front of this map. 1-all the score as the Scorpion G goes down. Gets killed by the Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger, which I'm tipping is that tank destroyer that was last spotted over at F0. T-57 Heavy clearly doesn't want to get scratched too early as the LTTB goes down. And the friendly grill makes some good points. Just let our artillery kill that IS-7 and then we'll get through. That's a very, very good idea, Grill 15, especially with the IS-7 being so far in the open. And the GW Tiger picks up the kill on that occasion, and that gets rid of the top tier Russian heavy tank. 2 3s the score, an E50M's gone down, as well as 2 Tier 8s on the Flying Elites team. And of course the IS-7 and the LTTB on the enemy side. Flying Elite just nudging forward, trying to inspire a bit of greatness from these guys. The Grill 15 makes the good makes the comment. Now we're losing, and now we want the artillery to take the IS-7 first. Well, the IS-7's already gone. So, and good point, Flying Elite puts that in the comments. No, we've already done that. We've already done that. Now we need to get ready for our next move. And I think the Grill 15 probably more interested in making comments about the game than doing too much about it. Anyway, let's have a look. Flying Elite puts a shot towards the Jagdpan 3-100. Unfortunately, it doesn't go through. I think that one was a premium round, but pretty heavily armoured tank destroyer, and now he's getting the assisted damage for artillery. Get in there. Puts 455 hit points of damage into the Tier 10 tank destroyer, and if they can get rid of another Tier 10 tank, then they'll be certainly doing their job. No, that shell just went into that dead tank just next to the Jagdpanzer, or it was in front of the Jagdpanzer, but Flying Elite say, no worries. No worries, Grill. I've got this. I'll take the kill. 1 kill to the Flying Elite, 1225 damage. He's on a mission to do 5,500. Let's see how he goes in this replay. Puts a shot towards the STB-1. The other Tier 8, the final Tier 8, final Tier 10 on the enemy side, the Japanese medium tank. 3 4s a score. They're only down by 1. Now it's even again as T-57 Heavy picks up the kill on the P Victoria. Tortoise needs to be a scout. Yeah, the Tortoise could bounce a few shots from the Skoda, the Object 416 and the STB1 if he goes forward. No rush though. 4-4 is the score. 3 tank destroyers on the Flying Elites team, and Flying Elites one of them in the WZ-120-1G-FT. If someone can think of a shorter name for this tank destroyer, then I would really appreciate it. It's got the Chinese food running. It's got 17 standard shells left, 7 premium rounds, a couple of HE rounds, and he's just waiting for things to happen in this battle. Looks like there's 2 friendly tanks on the eastern hill, but it looks like they're up against 3 enemy tanks. Bit of pinging going on the map, which is what happens, especially it seems to happen a lot on Fiery Salient and Prokhorovka. Flying Elite just looking towards the north, showing his patience, and of course that's what he needs to do. He needs to show his patience, because anything could happen in this game. 4-all is the score. 1225 hit points of damage so far. 919 assisted damage. That's pretty handy, as the Type 61 goes down to the Object 416, the Tier 8 rear turreted Russian medium tank. Now that Grill 15, he won't move. The Tortoise agrees with the Flying Elite. He's going to go forward. He's on 2,000 hit points, which is a fair amount to get rid of. What tanks have been spotted up there towards the northwest? There's the Skoda at Tier 9, the Skoda T50. It's a 3-shot auto-loaded from memory. The Object 416, which I think the Object 416 would struggle to penetrate the Tortoise, and they need to get rid of some of these tanks. Flying Elite gets spotted, puts a shot into the 416, takes him down to 27 hit points, bounces the shell from the T54. T54's now moved over here towards the railway line in the middle of this map. Not sure where that shot went. His crew does get stunned as he gets hit by artillery, fixes his commander and refuels his unstuns. Is that a word? Unstun. 8-6 the score now. Flying Elite's on 1,775 damage, 1,230 assisted damage, 640 damage blocked, and it looks like he's going to go for these 2 medium tanks, the STB1 and the 416. We know the 416 only on 27 hit points. That STB1, the Tier 10 Japanese, is on very low health. Wants to get rid of a tank. Makes the scoreboard look a little bit better when you get rid of a tank. And now the Flying Elite aiming towards that STB1. But the T57 Heavy does the job, gets rid of the Japanese Tier 10. And of course, with artillery hitting the Flying Elite knows that artillery's up here somewhere, waiting for his crew to no longer be stunned. I've decided unstunned is no longer a word. 10-7 on Fiery Salient is looking towards. He's thinking these artilleries, surely they're going to get lit up soon. He's been hit by both artilleries, the M40 and the M53. There's one of them. Thank you. Takes him down to 10 hit points, and the Grill cleans up. The Grill with the Seagull Award, getting 10 hit points of damage for his 1 kill. 11-7 the score on Fiery Salient, as Flying Elite on 472 hit points. He's not stuffing around. He's going straight for that T54. He knows once that T54's gone, there'll be no vision left in the game, because the T95 and the T10 both last spotted over here, I would imagine, and that M40, M43 not yet been spotted. Flying Elite going straight for it, bounces a shot from the T54, rams him for a little bit more damage, just needs one more shot on the Russian medium tank. That one doesn't go through, goes for the ram. The M4A1 Revelarisi picks up the kill on the T54. That just leaves 3 enemy tanks. 1 artillery, the M40, M43, and I'm tipping that he's up here in the northeast, because that's where somebody was just pinging the map. But also the T10, the Tier 9 Russian heavy tank, and the T95, the slowest tank in the world, the T95, the one that leads to the E3, which I believe is currently on sale on the Asian server. Flying Elite looking for a shot into the side of the T10. Doesn't quite have it with that train track in the way. And unlucky, the T57 kills him just as he aims into the heavy tank. And of course, nobody really going for the vision, so the Flying Elite saying, hold my beer, I've got this. The M4A1 Revelarisi looks like he might be coming to help the Flying Elite as he moves up towards the hill on Fiery Salient. The FV-207. This is why the Flying Elite's not going up the hill. The FV-207, Captain Jack Sparrow. I wonder if it's the real Captain Jack Sparrow from Ninja Clan. He's just letting his teammates know in the chat that he's been spotted, which tells me that the T95, who was last spotted up here, that's why the M4A1 Revelarici is going up there. It must be the T95's up there and the artillery's there. Gee, the T95 must have a good view range if he can spot the FV-207 from where he is. Of course, the T95 one-shots the M4A1 Revelarici, the Tier 8 French premium medium tank, Flying Elite on 2 kills, 2,692 damage, 960 damage blocked and 1577 assisted damage. That one should be enough for an Ace Tanker Mastery Badge on Fiery Salient. Ace Tanker. Not only the Ace Tanker, you also got the Spotted Medal for doing at least 1,000 assisted damage in one game. Hand of God and Fire for Effect. Not the most nail-biting game in the world, but it did top the score charts by experience and third top by damage. 3,218 hit points of damage for the Flying Elite from Pyro Clan. 2 kills, 1169 base experience, 15 shots fired, 10 hit. Only 8 went through, but there was some pretty heavily armoured enemy tanks in that one. Not the biggest credit game in the world because he was firing some heat rounds as well as running the Chinese food, but nearly 30,000 credits after that little performance isn't too bad at all in the Chinese Tier 8 premium tank destroyer WZ-120-1G-FT. Thank you very much for the replays, lads. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care and see you all next time.